Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Q&A video leading up to the return of The Walking Dead Season 6, which will be returning February 14th. This will be the very first Q&A, not including the live stream. Okay, so thank you guys for sending me your questions. Continue to do so all throughout the break, and we'll talk about pretty much everything you guys want to talk about over the break leading up to the return, February 14th. So it was a great half season. Really enjoyed it. Got lots of videos coming for you guys. Want to apologize, didn't have one for you guys yesterday. Actually, internet connection went down that night, so I wasn't able to do my usual thing and upload and everything because the web went down so in my city, so I wasn't able to do that. So my apologies for that, guys. But yeah, getting back to the regular routine and everything, so it should be good for a while to have a Walking Dead video for you guys almost every day. So first, I want to say in this one, the Q&As will not contain confirmed spoilers or anything like that. After I did the spoiler video on Monday, I got a lot of questions about what do I think will happen after the events of the spoilers and that kind of deal. So I keep those videos separate. I don't ruin things in my regular videos for people that don't want to know, so you can watch my Q&As. That's not an issue. They don't contain spoilers. If I have a video that contains major spoilers for leaked information, like I did on Monday, the major spoiler video, I'll let you guys know in the thumbnail and also in the title or at the beginning of the video if it's going to contain something that's going to ruin it for you. So so no spoiler-related questions in terms of the leaked information for Episode 9 in this one. Wanted to say that. And speaking of spoilers, first question for this one comes from DJ Suddy1, and he says, "Hey Trev, do you think The Walking Dead is the worst show for spoilers? It seems like every episode is spoiled these days. Surely there must be a way AMC can keep a lid on what's happening in the show." And absolutely want to include this one pretty much right off the bat. I think you're right, DJ Suddy1. It's pretty much the worst I've ever seen for spoilers. I mean, there's a few events that they're able to keep under wraps for the most part, but a lot of them are just ruined. And I guess maybe it's the nature of the show that you have a lot of extras working in the show. You have a lot of zombies. You have a lot of people in and around where they're filming that. But yeah, it's one of the worst shows for privacy, that's for sure, and for them keeping everything under wraps until we see it. Everything seems to get online somehow these days and kind of ruin it all. Oh well, it's just what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Next one's from Joshua Uceta, and he says, "Hey Trev, is it just me, or do you think for a Walking Dead episode to be great, a major character must die? That's probably why I haven't enjoyed much of this season thus far. Not enough deaths." So my response to Josh, I don't think you have to have a character death for an episode to be good. No. I mean, some of the best episodes ever don't have character deaths in them, such as No Sanctuary. I don't believe there's, unless you count the guy who plays Penguin. Was it Sam? It's Sam, I believe. But he's not a major character death. It's character death, but there's a few episodes that are really, really good that don't contain character deaths. It's just that we kind of get used to it, and a lot of the most shocking, crazy moments are the ones that do contain character deaths. So I think, if you did a top 10 list, probably a lot of the higher ones would contain major character deaths. But I don't think it's a requirement. I think you can have a great episode without necessarily having a character death. Or you could have parts where characters come back, and you could have great, like with Glenn when he showed backup. That was a huge episode, and a lot of people were really happy to see that. So not necessarily a prerequisite, but with Walking Dead, I mean, it's kind of part of the show, right? The characters will die. It's a horror show. They got to be honest to that world, and I like how they do that. There's lots of other series that they get into, maybe have a war or something like that, and none of your main characters ever die, and it's like, okay, it's just not realistic, and so it takes away from the suspense and the excitement. And I really like Walking Dead and Game of Thrones because they don't hold back. They kill off characters as they would probably likely die, with The Walking Dead having a little bit of plot armor for certain ones, I would say. Next one's from Jordan Blackwell. Let's see. Do you think Denise will die? So she's, of course, being captured by the Alpha Wolf right now. As a prediction, I don't think so. I'm going to say no, I don't think so. I think it'd be too obvious if she did. So I think she's going to find a way to kind of make it somehow. I think she'll survive. Plus, they kind of do need a doctor. They spent a little bit of time with her, developing her a little bit. So with her and Tara. So I think she's going to make it one way or another. I do think so. Cody Fields says, Episode 9 is titled No Way Out, Hell to the Yes. So that's so great comment from Cody. If it is called No Way Out, that makes perfect sense. That's a comic book storyline, a story arc title. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But I haven't seen that officially confirmed yet. Hopefully that's correct, though, because I do like the title. Next one's from Gamer J-Man, and he says, I like how on Talking Dead, Kirkman said Spencer has a lot of guts. That was really funny. If you don't get it, then I won't spoil it for anyone. Well, that's a comic book thing, right? So we've kind of talked about that before. Yeah, you're right. We probably won't get into it too much, but that is pretty funny. I actually still haven't watched The Talking Dead yet. Once I get a chance, I will. I like watching Talking Dead. It's just that I film the reviews for you guys right away after I watch the episodes. So that's why a lot of times I don't get a chance to actually watch it until after you guys do, because I'm filming the videos. And sometimes clips and stuff like that's the same situation. People are like, did you see this? You didn't see that? Well, not yet. I'm just, got to get the reviews done for you guys first. Next one actually is from Unknown. I recorded this and then I forgot. And the comment went something like this. Trev, do you think that if Herschel and Deanna survived, they could make an elderly power couple? I just like that one. It's great. They call them the gruesome geezers. There you go. So that's you. You can whoever sent that through, you can add that to your name in the comments below. You can take credit for that one. I like that. I did laugh at that one. I thought that was pretty funny. Next one's from Daniel Zamora, and Dan says, Trev, in your video, The Walking Dead Season 6 trailer, 7 Things You Missed, at 4:25, with the picture of Aaron on the wall, you can see the names of the characters that have passed. Glenn's name is visible if we can assume the 5 letters on the last name. How did we miss this in the original preview? We could have said, what if these names are people that died, and then listed with 5-letter names. That's a great question from Dan. That's just something that we would have missed. It's cool that even as a community and all of us, like, carefully looking at the trailers and that, we still don't notice certain things, or we miss certain things, and later on we look back and we're like, oh yeah, that's true. But we got a lot of stuff right in that video, and like the whole Rick versus Morgan thing. Although we could see more of that coming now, because he did slam Carol, which is bullshit. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe Rick will be pissed, I think. I mean, she's like their unofficial zombie apocalypse mom, so that's not cool. Can't do that. Next one's from Mega Grunty Flip Yap, and he says, nice name. This mid-season finale ruined Season 6's chances of having the best first half. That's his opinion. So, I don't think so. I disagree with you anyway. Season 5, I'd be interested to see what you think is the best half. Certainly Season 2 is not. Season 3, yeah, it's got a good first half. Season 4, yeah, that had a really good first half, but some of it's a little bit slow here with the sickness stuff and that. But I personally would go with either 5 or 6, and I think right now I'm going to have to go with 6. But I'm going to watch it again, I think. There'll be time in the next couple of weeks, that kind of deal. And I'm going to do a Q&A on Sunday. Instead of a regular episode review, because, of course, The Walking Dead's not on, I'm going to be doing a Q&A with Quaman's Land. So he's going to join me. He's another YouTuber. He does mostly Dragon Ball, that kind of stuff. But he likes to talk about Walking Dead, too, so we're going to do a Q&A together, so that should be fun. So heads up for that this Sunday night, guys. We'll talk about it a few more times this week. Let's see. Next one's from Daco. This contains spoilers for the mid-season finale if you haven't seen it yet. I'm so sad Deanna is dead. I loved her so much. Sad face. Yeah, but the thing with her too, though, it would have been cool to see them go a different route from the comic book series, but they went the same way. The thing with her is that she's basically fulfilled her purpose, and I don't think she would be much more she would have much more use in the future. In terms of like the surviving group, I mean, even one zombie by itself, she would have a lot of trouble taking one down, and she's just, so it makes sense, I guess, is what I'm saying. Next one's from River Birch and Zach Wright in 44, and they both said, I wonder what Morgan's desire will be. Michonne's. I wonder what Michonne's desires will be. I tend to think a family, and that was from River Birch. And then Zach replied, Rick's D. I wonder what Michonne's desires will be. I tend to think a family, and Zach had to come along and just ruin that. Just terribly ruin it. Oh my goodness, awful. Okay, next one's from Alexander Flame, and he says there was some hot sexual tension between Carol and Morgan. What if episode 9 opens up with them doing something? He lists it out. Thanks for answering, Joe. Well, you're welcome, man. I mean, I don't know what you're talking. Some of these questions. I'm just going to move forward. It's so stupid. All right, we'll do one or two more. Next one's from Rule 303, and he says, every time I saw Sam, I felt like my time was being wasted. At least with Lori, we could laugh at her stupidity, but Sam is he's just for some reason, or just some random kid to me. Well, I thought Sam was pretty fun, because he's got the fun relationship with Carol, and he's trying to understand the world, and he can't. Not every kid's going to be like Carl, and it's going to kind of grasp what's going on. Sam is a little bit younger. He's still growing, and he's still in that confused period about life where all these changes happening around him. He's not quite understanding, what's good, what's bad, what's good, what's evil, when is killing okay, and why do we have to kill, and the monsters and everything. So he's in an interesting age to be in a zombie apocalypse, and I've enjoyed seeing Sam, actually. And it's kind of sad to me that what's gonna happen next, if he's calling for mom, and what the zombies are going to do if they hear him. So we'll see what happens with that. Those of you guys who know spoilers know, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see him. He's a fun character, so I liked him anyway. If you didn't like him, well, sorry for that one, but I did. I thought he was fun. And the last one's from IMJ, and here she says, after watching the mid-season finale yesterday, I can't help but feel that the writers are kind of ruining the Morgan character. Also, I think the whole confrontation between Carol and Morgan was clumsy and could have been done better. By the way, I don't agree with you that the Wolves storyline is over. It would be super lackluster if it would be. Since we have no explanation or insight into why they are behaving like a pack of moronic Vikings. I'd love to see some more backstory. Would have also liked some of the hunters, but yeah, would also be great if they perhaps turn the leader wolf over some way and have him join the team if at all possible. Otherwise, I have to say the wolves were not utilized as much as they could have been, much like the hunters. Final note, do you remember back in season 4 when the governor is out scavenging with Martinez's group and he finds this raided camp? Could that have been a teaser for the wolf all the way back there? Well, that was in a different location, right? Quite a bit far away. So I don't think so. And that was also kind of to foreshadow like some of the things that were said later and some of the things they did, like the liar part with the governor. So one time was liar, I think, and then of course he says to Herschel, or he says to Rick, liar, before he kills Herschel. And anyway, I don't know. That's interesting. I'd have to look back at that myself and kind of go through that logically to see, what I think about that. But I do hear what you're saying. So the first part that you said, I think the whole confrontation between Carol and Morgan was clumsy and could have been done better. I thought it was pretty good. I just didn't like the fact that Morgan slammed her. I thought that was kind of brutal, and that of course the wolf knocks him out from behind afterwards. This is like Morgan's so stupid, and I do see what you're saying about the first part, that they're kind of ruining Morgan's character. I think he's confused, but he had to find a reason to want to go out and find Rick and to live afterwards. So I do think he is somewhat confused still, because I think that it's good to have a code, but you have to know your limits too. Like you have to know when it's okay to just let things happen, let Carol do what she's got to do. I mean, this guy attacked your camp and killed, tons of survivors, tons of people, caused this whole chaos to happen and the walkers to flood inside. All of that has to do with him and what he's done. So I personally don't think he deserves it, and think that Morgan's pretty misguided in terms of what he's doing with that. That's my opinion anyway, because he doesn't deserve anything. If Carol wants to kill him, so be it. Whatever, let her do it if she really wants to. They probably should have killed him before. Morgan probably should have killed him himself a couple times over, and would have saved a lot of lives. So yeah, that's at least my take on it. And so you don't think the Wolves storyline is over? Well, hey man, that's. I figured at this point, it probably would be, unless we see them like come back or something, or maybe after all the herd is gone, we see something afterwards. I don't know. I think that he's the last one at this point. It seems like he is the last survivor. So I'm interested to see what they do with him. But for now, I'm thinking the Wolves are done with. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. You can write your responses to all these questions and send me some others. And yeah, that'll be it for today's Q&A. Guys, we'll do some more pretty soon talking about, ranking the first half episodes of Season 6. Q&A coming up on Sunday, and lots of other stuff coming up soon. If you guys like the video, you can thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, you can share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video, guys. We'll see you again really soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace.